In this video, I'm going to share with you how I sprouted 50,000 moringa seeds on a half acre. So stay tuned. But first, I want to let you know on a little secret. You don't need land or trees to make six figures a year from moringa. That's because I've put together a marketing and operation system. This is an app that combines all of your contact details, information, websites, and all the things that you need to actually have a moringa business. Did you know that you don't need land or trees of your own? All you need are contacts. You have to have emails. You have to have phone numbers. You have to be able to ask people questions on a platform with a website and possibly flow people through a campaign or attract people to come to your website to shop with you. Now, if you don't have moringa of your own or you don't have products of your own, thankfully, we have trees, hundreds of thousands of trees in our network. Thankfully, we have millions of seeds in our network. Thankfully, we have hundreds and thousands of pounds worth of tea and powder, fresh from the USA, in our network. So you can become an affiliate salesperson, earn commissions off of selling moringa through your website, and it all links back to our marketplace where we have all of our operations systems and the way that we fulfill all of our orders under one brand, the Grow Moringa Collective. So thanks a lot for watching and knowing and learning and staying with me to find out exactly how you can launch your moringa business even faster with GrowthOS. GrowthOS is our all-in-one marketing and operations system. It combines all the necessary juicy details of your business to even have a business to begin with. I didn't realize how powerful GrowthOS was until I started using it about 4 years ago. That's when things really began to scale, because for several years before that, I would just collect emails and phone numbers at the farmers markets where I got a couple thousand, about 5,000 emails and phone numbers. Now here we are about 4 years later, and I have over 20,000 emails and 15,000 phone numbers. This has allowed me so much freedom in my life and my business, and it's because I've been able to install and use GrowthOS in my business. So I've already made several six-figure years since having GrowthOS a part of my business. And you can now team up with me in GrowthOS as a member of the Grow Moringa Collective. And I'll walk you through the whole process of getting it set up. There's a whole login sequence, and it's going to essentially give you the ability to put everything all in one. If I knew sooner, 10 years ago, how important a CRM and this website builder is, and the ability to pull and connect and magnetize leads to my mission of helping people get moringa, then I probably would be 10 times further than I am today. But thankfully, I started using it about 4 years ago, and you have a chance to catch up right now, and we can become your suppliers. We're going to do all the work for you. Think of GrowthOS as like the ability to be your drop shipper, right? So it's going to connect to our shop, and if you're out there marketing and advertising your website and getting people, you're getting contacts, you're getting people to get into your system, then that's going to allow you to shout out newsletters and blog posts and advertisements about what's available in season today. Today we have moringa trees. Tomorrow we have moringa tea. The next day we have moringa powder. The next day we have moringa capsules. But you want to have a system where you can flow out and schedule and plan all your social media, all of your mass emails. I sent 20,000 emails the other day, and about 4,000 people opened the email. Then I had several hundred people reply to the email. Then I had about 10 people give me a resume. Then I had one person show up here and she got the job. So within just like 3 days, letting my network know that I needed help in the store was able to bring them the person that I needed here. She lives 15 minutes away, and she's going to start full-time here in the store. So stay tuned for the rest of this video so that way you can learn a little bit more about, growing moringa on land on a half acre. I've got 50,000 seeds here. 50,000 trees are now sprouting. But I want to reassure you that with my partnership and with my team, we can work together to help grow your business and utilize the stock that I have here to help supply. So help us get these trees out into the world. I've got 10,000 in this first row here. Then we have our orchard row here. Then we have another 10,000 here. We have our orchard row here. Then we have another 10,000 in the row here. We have an orchard row here, another 10,000, so that's 40,000 in total. Then we have an orchard row here, and then here is the last row right here, where we have another 10,000 seeds sprouting. We have a really beautiful farm coming in, and in the middle of the farm, we have an open walkthrough, an open thoroughfare through the middle of the farm. I've got Seminole pumpkins coming in here. It's a little hot right now, it's starting to get a little warm out, but the Seminole pumpkins are coming in. That's going to produce a nice crop for us out here. That's going to be a staple for us out here in the field. Mexican sunflowers are coming in. The moringa trees are coming back from frost. And now here we are about 60 days since we planted the seeds. And stay tuned and watch this whole video so that way you can see exactly how I did it and how I started making all of these raised beds. I'm getting the trees cut back so that way they regrow. This was damaged in the frost, but she's coming back nicely. The Seminole pumpkins are starting to come in, and then the whole row of 10,000. That's 5,000 there, and that's 5,000 there coming in. And all the cuts that we made on these big trees over the last couple weeks, they're starting to bush back out. This is the first week of June. So thanks a lot for watching and learning exactly how we started planting 50,000 moringa seeds on a half acre here on this little plot right here. And I just want to reassure you that you don't need to have land or trees to have a moringa business. We are going to help be your suppliers. We're going to help be your drop shippers. We can help you establish your first set of contacts. You want to get emails and phone numbers. Visit growmoringa.com for more details. You can also text Collective to 813-696-6676, and that should help you get in touch with me or one of my team members to get you into the Grow Moringa Collective members area so that way we can do more business together. This is going to help motivate you if you're interested in getting land and having your own moringa farm. If you start now before you have one, then it's going to help manifest your moringa farm even faster. Thanks a lot for watching and enjoy the rest of the video. Hey, good day. Thanks for coming by. Essentially, there's 4 mohawks. You can see this one mohawk here, all the way down to the gap, and then there's another mohawk there with some trees in it. And then past the orchard trees, then there's another mohawk here. Past the trees, then there's another mohawk here. And then past the trees, and there's another mohawk here. So there's 4 rows of mohawks. I've pretty much already covered this one mohawk with sticks and stuff. You don't have to worry about this one just yet. Let's just focus on these 4 mohawks right here. I need to have these completely covered with mulch today if you can. Just 1 layer of mulch, and we can always come back and do another layer, but if anything, just at least get 1 good thin skinny layer of mulch across these 4 mohawks today. I appreciate that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of them have trees in them. It's okay. Just kind of work around the trees and still put mulch around the mohawk. There's a gap in the middle here. You can skip the gap. So actually on this first mohawk, come all the way down to where it ends, essentially right here. You can see in line with the ending. Then there's a gap, and then the mohawk starts again. I don't really like ground cover, but that means I have to pick up the mower and do a few lines. This was earlier in the season, around March, after a hurricane and several frosts. the grass started coming back, and it was almost time to plant 50,000 moringa seeds in the field. So I began to mow the walkways to tell the difference between the raised beds and the orchard. My goal is to drop last year's sticks and stems on top of these raised beds to suppress the grass. I'm not going to cut the grass in the middle of the row and just clear cut the actual raised bed. I'm going to drop sticks, moringa sticks and stems on top of this raised bed to suppress the grass. Grass has a lot of nitrogen and vitamins and minerals even in the grass. So just by mowing the field and not having ground cover also allows water to be absorbed onto the field. So it's a little bit more work to mow. I visit other properties and many people ask me, why is there ground cover? Because other farmers are used to seeing ground cover in their fields and their farms, and so they choose to put ground cover, but I'm not actually into the plastic or the ground cover, so it does take a little bit more extra time to mow, and that's okay. We all have a choice, and one of my choices is to save all the sticks and stems from the harvest. So this pile is the leftover pile after stripping the leaves from the sticks and the stems. And it's accumulated over the course of the wintertime, and now it's time to start putting it in the field. And I figured, what better way to use the sticks and the stems than to put over top of the raised beds where the seedlings are going to sprout. It'll suppress the grass, and it'll help to keep the grass from coming up as fast. The goal is to get the little trees big enough to where they suppress the grass. I do have a lot of very aggressive grass varieties in the field, but you can see here that I'm just taking the sticks and the stems from moringa, which have a lot of vitamins and minerals, and going ahead and just laying the grass down and putting the sticks and stems over top of it. That's going to help to accumulate vitamins and minerals. It's going to prevent me from having to mow over top and mess up all of the microorganisms, the economy of the soil that's down there. This is now the second year that I've created these raised beds out in the farm. It's a half-acre plot, and I have 5 full rows where I plant 10,000 trees in each row. And since this is the second year, I'm really excited to see how the trees will make it. And as I'm recording this video, it's actually now the middle of June. And so as a success rate, I'll tell you that all the trees popped, all of them came up, and they're growing very well now. So this method worked well to utilize sticks and stems. Nothing goes to waste. This is helping to make soil, and it's helping to keep the soil condition, the soil microbiology in place without having to till the soil or go in and pull up anything. I'm just laying the grass down, and this is me moving loads and loads and loads. I mean, this is load after load after load, hundreds of loads of mulch and soil around the property. Thankfully, shortly after this, I was gifted a wagon, and the wagon is doing really well now too. So we have lots of trees now here, middle of June. I'm just kind of going through the series of events that's happened and getting the film from March and April and May out, so that way you can see the progress of the farm, and I'm very happy with where we are now. We have starter kits that are ready, and even today I just put up a sale where people can grab 10 trees with their gift box. So we have a starter kit that comes with fertilizer, but then we also have a gift box that has 11 sample items inside. And that's now also, since we have trees and it's season, coming out into the mail now. So get your gift box with 10 trees for a very limited time. Because all the trees now have tubers. It usually takes about 45 to 60 days for the trees to hit a size that they can be shipped in the mail. And now we have 75,000 trees on the property. I've been able to sprout 75,000 seeds with this method here. I've got this field full of raised beds, but then I also have a raised bed garden, and then I also have a greenhouse with several thousand trees now, and also the pots in the back have several thousand trees sprouting in the pots. But this is accumulating a high and dry system. In Florida, we build on mounds. Enjoy the rest of the video. We're dropping mulch down first. This is the first time we really are touching these beds since October. We had a hurricane, and I was in the middle of harvesting. We had trees out here, lots of little babies doing well, and then they got flooded out here. The water was up to my knees out here for like 2 weeks. So a lot of the trees got flooded out no matter what. And then by November, we had a frost. December, we had a frost. January, we had a frost. February, we had a frost. March, it got pretty cold. But I'm really glad that we're getting out of that now. And we're about to drop 10,000 seeds in this row right here. But first, I didn't mow the grass or anything. I'm actually using the grass here as fertilizer and as green matter to help the mulch. The mulch is going to absorb nitrogen. So the grass that's breaking down underneath is actually going to be absorbed by the mulch. On top of this mulch, I'm going to put soil. So as soon as I finish this bed here, we're going to drop a layer of soil on top of this. It's usually taken about 6 or so wagons to get the row fully. We're back in the field. Back in the field for another beautiful sunset at Moringa Farms. We're about to plant 50,000 seeds out in this half-acre field here. There's going to be about 10,000 seeds in this row. And now I'm just dumping a layer of soil on top of the new fresh layer of mulch. You might have seen last year's video where I started this project out here in the field. And we had a very successful season last year. We sold many thousands of trees. We had wholesale orders coming in, people picking up 100, 200, 300, 400 trees at a time. And this year, we're also going to do the same. And I believe that this year is going to be a lot better than last year because the soil is more established. These mounds, these piles here are way more established. In order to get this pile as clean as I did, and it might look messy or whatever, but this is great. I actually just put the mulch over top of the grass. And then what I'm going to do is just get these plants sprouted this week out here, just like this. There's not much I can do, but I do believe with some feeding, some fertilizer, some biostimulant, and I soak the seeds overnight, that they'll do really great. Let's get a little bit here. And we're trying to do this quickly and fast before the grass comes back. So that way the trees don't really compete with the grass, and the grass doesn't overtake the trees. Instead, the trees overtake the grass. And I'll mow out here, and I'll weed out here, and I'll pull grass. But eventually the trees get big enough to where they actually don't get too affected by the grass. And there may be other methods in the future to keep the grass back and to make sure the grass doesn't come up here in these beds. But for right now, this is all we need right now. Time, trust, consistency. It'll take, I guess, just a couple of trips. We just got this brand new soil. And I'm gonna go to the store later and get some irrigation equipment. So that way I can start actually dropping water on these beds, because it's getting super hot and super dry right now. That's another thing that's kind of saving me right now, is that it's so dry. The grass is not coming up because it's super dry. But I've got 5 beds to do. This is now bed number 2. Bed number 2. We're going to keep rocking and rolling here. Dropping soil. Then I'll do soak seeds overnight. And then plant 10,000 moringa seeds in this row here. Gandhi. Gandhi's coming out here. Gandhi's coming out here to hang with us. Let me go ahead. I don't want to do too thin. Let's go ahead and just do 1, 2. Let's do at least 4 loads of soil. So I'm going to thicken this up a little bit. We'll come back and we'll empty the rest of this. Oh, yes, my Gandhi boy. Yes, my Gandhis. Let's go, boy. Yeah.